as you can see on the background is different, and the place where I'm working is different than my usual studio in Berlin. Yeah, I might give you a tour if you're interested in that. But today I am going to take you with me on a normal workday. So I have a few things today that are probably really interesting for you. So the first thing is I am going to publish my new course. I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to talk a little about it, how I produced it and my goals with it. Maybe that's interesting for you as well if you want to learn a little bit more about like course creation and content creation. And the other topic, I think this is probably even more interesting for you, is today I'm going to work on a talk for the Forward Festival. And on Instagram I usually get a lot of questions about how I'm structuring a talk or a presentation, how I come up with like the slides and everything, and I'm going to share my methods with you in this video. So stay tuned, I hope that's helpful for you. Okay, so before we get started I will make myself another coffee and then just properly plan my day. So here's the class. The main focus of this class is the creative freelance fundamentals. So basically about everything you need to know if you want to freelance. So how to really develop a good business mindset, portfolio creation, social media, finding clients, finances, passive income as well, legal aspects of course, contract and becoming profitable, also very important when it comes, to have a successful business, and also resources, last words. So and also hourly and project-based pricing, which I think is very important to understand. Yeah, super excited to see how you like it. In case you want to check it out and you don't have a Skillshare subscription, feel free to just use the code for the 2 weeks for free in the description box. Always so exciting when you publish a new class and it goes live and you see like the first students joining. Yeah, this is a really nice part. Okay, let's get started with the second really big task for today, which is preparing the outline for a talk that I'm going to give at the Forward Festival at the end of September this year, so in about a month. First things first, I'm going to grab many different post-its, many different colors. I'm going to talk more about that in a second and how I'm going to use that. That's actually the key. So first I'm going to go through all the notes, everything I wrote down in the last couple of weeks, a lot of resources that I marked, and then I write everything down that I find, like some kind of like a brain dump. So everything I can find on a paper. As you can see, I wrote down like a lot of things that I want to mention that I find really interesting in that talk. Because like the topic of my talk is the future of creativity. So what is important for us as creatives, as designers, and how to really get future ready. And now I'm going to use the post-its. So I'm going to color code it. So the blue ones are for data and examples. The pink ones are for images and visuals, and the orange ones are for my own stories, and the light yellow ones are like some kind of like the basic outline. And I usually start with the light yellow one and I write down the basic outline, which is usually, starting with some kind of an introduction, and then of course different other topics and things that I want to mention in that talk. I'll always think about storytelling, right? That you have like the introduction, you have like the main part where you actually bring across what you want to say, and then you have the end part. And this is what I'm going to do here. As you can see, I'm just rethinking a lot of things. It's not super organized. It's a little bit messy, and that's totally fine, because in that part you can still be very messy. It's like, you know, the wireframing process or the sketching process in your X, where you think about the order and where it actually makes sense to show which kind of content. And I'm also making some notes on the whiteboard, just writing down a few of the key learnings and the key things that I wrote down on the map, on my paper, and then I'm going to just place all my notes on the whiteboard to have a better overview and not forget anything. This is also the reason why I only write on one side of the page. Okay, so I just realized that I need some data to actually back some of the facts up that I want to talk about. So I just need to look online what I can find, because I think it's always interesting if you have some facts, some information that's helpful, that actually proves your point, integrated in the presentation. And then I just go on and really write down the different topics from my outline. So in this case, I'm going to talk about like some kind of like 7 steps or 7 things that I want to mention that are important for like the future of creativity and for us as designers. A lot of the things that I learned working with clients. As many of you know, I'm working mostly on like metaverse projects, innovation projects. So a lot of things that already focus on the future, and I feel that I got so many interesting insights working from those projects that will be helpful for all the designers in the current times. So what you can see here might look very, very messy, but this is the basic outline for my presentation. So I'm usually going from the top to the bottom. I have some kind of introduction, and this is what I want to cover there. I mean, there are definitely some methods to go a little bit deeper here, but I think it's like more or less what I want to talk about. And then like my main talk, which are those like 7 points. And then next to it, I just write what I want to mention there, like 2 to 3 facts usually. And then I have like certain like examples, for example, certain graphics that I still need to produce or need to find. And yep. Now I am going to write the outline as the next step and then do the presentation. Yeah. This is the way how I structure every presentation, also client presentations or the courses that I'm doing. I always use different post-its, I color code them, and then I go to the whiteboard or like basic wall, wherever. I just write the different topics there, the subtopics, and then I rearrange them and organize them. And the color coding is really a game changer, so if you have, I mean, you can choose your own colors, right? But if you have one for data, if you have one for images, one for videos, one for facts, for example, that you keep everything very organized. And if the structure kind of fits, then you can move to like Keynote or wherever, but not too quick, I would say. And I feel this process is a little bit like the typical like UX process, where you start with like sketches and stuff. And you don't go to Figma or Adobe XD or Sketch right away, right? Like you do some sketches first and create maybe like a quick wireframe to see if that really flows, if that's working, and then you focus on doing the design. Yes, that's it, and it's like the day actually is almost over, so it's like 6 p.m. So done for today, and now I will go on a little walk with Wilmer and enjoy. And yeah, hope to see you at the Forward Festival, so you can see how the structure turned out and how my final talk looks like. Yeah, if you see me there, please say hi. Would be super nice to see you or meet you in person, so it's always really cool.